I'm sitting here with Miss Annabelle and Mr. Greg Bjelke to talk about this year's Selma Tour of Homes. Now, this is the first time you said since 2019 that people have actually been able to go to the home.
So do actual tours.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So because of the pandemic, we had to cancel 2020 altogether, so we didn't have a tour that year. And so the following year, we were still pandemic, so we did sort of a porch tour. And so we would let people on the grounds and on the porch, and we gave them the history of the homes. But it was not a tour, and not as successful as we would have liked, of course. So this will be the first year since 2019 where we are back on our regular schedule.
And a new beginning, a new name, and I understand there's a couple of new homes on the tour this year.
Yeah, we do have some new ones.
We do. Whole thing starts on Friday evening. It's a tour of the Dunaway House in Orville.
Oh, okay.
Parking will be available at Block Park. There'll be a shuttle bus taking people to Block Park. So, and then of course they'll have snacks and hors d'oeuvres and adult beverages for that evening. Night tour. Cart Blackwell from Selma is a curator who knows everything about history. He's going to be talking about architecture and the whole thing kicks off Friday evening. I think it starts at 6 from Block Park, or they can go out to the Dunaway House in Orville.
Oh, okay.
Not about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, that's right down the road. What are some of the homes that are on the tour?
There's the Radcliff Home, they call it. It's right across from Sturbridge Hall. I think that's a new one this year. First time in a long time. Yeah. I viewed that home on the inside a few weeks ago, and it's really, a young couple has it, and it looks like something you'd see in HGTV. It's not cluttered with lots of antiques and frou-frou, but it's real, this clean, stark lines, and very pretty. You can tell it's a young, very, very pretty.
Well, of course we have Sturdivant Hall. You don't want to miss that. She's the belle of the ball every year.
Right.
But we have, let's see, besides the home in Orville, we have some churches. Now, Church Street United Methodist Church is going to be on there.
Wow,
and if you've never toured that, it's gorgeous. There is the Platt Lewis Linden House, which is right around the corner from where we are this afternoon, and it's an Italianate that is just lovely.
Oh, that is a beautiful style.
The owner has done such a good job. She has an amazing antique collection to show off as well, and then she just has lots of little stories about her home.
She loves folks coming into her house.
I want to see that.
It's right.
Speaking of stories, tell everybody the story about what this does. Why are we even doing a tour of homes?
So this is put on every year by the Selma Dallas County Historic Preservation Society.
Right.
And so other than, owning a few properties that were donated to the society, we just champion the cause. We don't want to see these old, beautiful structures come to ruin, and we'll get involved. And so this is our biggest fundraiser of the year. For preservation, and we get to share it. So it's not just a fundraiser, we're sharing preservation efforts.
And letting everybody know about history.
Yes, absolutely.
Showing them that makes it so much more interesting.
We're bragging.
Yeah,
we're bragging. And you know what? It's not bragging when you can back it up.
Yeah.
We back it up in Selma.
Absolutely. Selma has one of the largest historic districts in the state.
And it's funny because as long as we've been here, my kids are driving through earlier today going, I've never seen that house. That's beautiful. Ooh, and these are teenagers. Oh, that's beautiful.
And when you grow up here, you don't, you take it for granted. You don't notice them anymore. You just drive by it. You're not paying attention. You don't realize that this house was built in 1850 and it is still gorgeous.
And this opportunity to
show
reawaken everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
I do want to say, Todd, 2 of our houses in the brochure, they were canceled, one being across the street because it's sold, but we picked up this fabulous home on Church Street that everybody knows as the Noah House. Beautiful. I've never been inside of it, but I can see some pictures online. Gorgeous woodwork, just beautiful. That's going to be a showstopper, the Noah House on Church. I think it's about the 500 or 600 block of Church Street.
And that one's been completely restored. It is really a jewel.
It is beautiful.
You got a sign in front of it and everything?
It will.
It will.
It will.
I'd like to try to find that and see it on the home. Okay, so we want to go on the tour. How do we do it? What do we do to be able to go?
Well, you can get tickets here that morning, or you can get them at Look the little shop downtown.
Oh, okay,
You know what
yeah.
I'm talking
On
about?
Lauderdale
Yeah,
Street.
she'll have some tickets for sale that morning too. Or you can buy them right now on eventbrite.com and just print them out.
Where do we find the brochures?
I'll give you some, but Chamber of Commerce has plenty.
Okay. So we can stop by there if anybody's interested to see what homes are on. And
We've tried to do our best to get them all around town and shops
great.
and stuff, but if not, you can definitely drop by the chamber.
don't you have a website, Facebook?
Oh yeah. Selma Pilgrimage.
I think we
Dot-
changed it to selmatourofhomes.com.
Selma Tour of
there you go.
Homes.com. Okay,
And
all right,
then
thank
we're
you.
on Facebook, Historic Selma Tour of Homes.
Historic Selma Tour of Homes and selmatourofhomes.com. Gotta go look those
And
up.
the little look shop, not only should be selling tickets, she's gonna have a little light breakfast Saturday morning too.
Oh, wow,
That's
cool.
right, just for people coming in, and so it's going to be good. Like she said, the Methodist Church is our featured church this year, and it's going to be real good. The Dunaway House Friday night is going to be a showstopper,
Right.
And Art Blackwell's going to be speaking. But if they want to catch a ride at Block Park, there'll be shuttles out to Orville, or you
That's
can just
cool.
drive it.
And there's a cemetery tour.
Oh.
Old Live Oak is going to be on tour
yeah.
this year, and it's not always on tour with the annual tour of homes, so that's a special.
It's a
That
Saturday
place is
night.
so
That's a Saturday
beautiful.
night.
Saturday evening.
So now, y'all are both dressed in period costumes. Do y'all take on a persona, or are y'all?
You will have some actors on the cemetery tour this year, but most of the period attire you'll see in the homes, we're just touring. We're just giving you the tour.
And helping direct people to,
Yeah.
That is so cool.
And
though.
they'll have the junior hostess, the girls that are dressed like
Right.
this, to make the place look pretty.
And just
Yeah.
kind of take you back. It makes you feel like you're there. You
Right,
know?
right, exactly. And I mean that's the dress of the day. And
Yeah.
That's so appropriate. So and so nice.
We really try to get the children in the community involved by being junior hostesses. So we send out letters to the school. It's a wonderful opportunity for them to learn about history, and then what it was like down to what you had to wear every single
Sure.
day. And it really makes you appreciate the fact that we don't dress like this anymore.
Yeah, you'll be saying thank you, Lord.
Exactly.
Well, I can remember, and I think there's so many people I've talked to that have said the same kind of thing, that you sit in your classes in school and you listen to all the political history that they tell you about and all the things you got to remember and the dates and who invaded what and who did. But when you go to a place like these homes
See it.
and you learn the day-to-day life, I know it struck home to me one year back. It's actually 1982 when I went on my first dig in Durant's Bend, not far from here, just a couple miles away. And I sat on what was the floor of a home
Really?
of a Native American
Oh,
that
wow.
lived there 1,500 years ago. I had the same opportunity a few years later at another dig site. And when you're sitting there looking at a fire pit, and in that fire pit you see little corn cobs and bones of different animals,
Really?
and you stop and think, 1,500 years ago, 200 years, 100 years ago, people did the same thing I'm doing today. But how did they do it without electricity and internet and all that
Yes.
stuff? And that's one of the cool things to find out on tours like this, is the day-to-day living that everybody
How they
went through
made it
just to
happen.
get up
Yeah.
in the morning and live.
Absolutely, and we tend to just take it for granted and we don't think about it. A lot of kids these days really don't even think about that it was just only like 200 years ago where
Right.
we didn't have running water in the house, we didn't have electricity. We've had some homes on tour that have the original kitchens
Oh, how neat, yeah.
featured, which are really neat because they were not attached to the house in case they burned.
Right, exactly.
And you cooked in a fireplace, and it's amazing to watch those kids learn that for the first time. Oh my gosh, this was not that long ago. People were cooking in a fireplace.
Exactly.
It's important. It's important
so,
to learn. and
Learning
remember.
history
Yeah,
is important.
absolutely.
We need to do that.
We do.
We don't need to repeat it, we need to learn it.
Yeah,
That's right. You get the
Exactly.
children, put their cell phones down, and
Yes.
y'all cook by supper. You cook by fireplace tonight.
That'd be fun.
yeah.
Great, so one more time, the Facebook page,
Historic Selma Tour of Homes.
right, and just you put that in the Facebook search and it should come up.
Yes.
Historic Selma Tour of Homes. And the website's the same, historicselmatourofhomes.com.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
But if you do a search in a search engine,
Oh yeah. It's gonna pop
pull
up.
Yeah.
We changed the name this year, so but yeah,
Right.
any of that will get you where you need to go.
And the dates one more time.
It is well, it's really Friday night. We're counting Friday night,
18th.
March the 18th, and then the that's just for the night house and
Right.
for the little what would you call it?
The
Reception. It's
Okay.
kind of a reception. 'Cause we'll have hors d'oeuvres and a speaker, and then Saturday the 19th.
Great.
Saturday, yeah.
And
Okay.
go to the website and go to the Von
Facebook
Smitherman.
page, Von Smitherman for tickets, or look the day of if you want to do that, or buy them today at Eventbrite.
And there's all sorts of other events, like the Art Guild will be open Saturday afternoon.
True.
They'll be, be selling pictures, art paper. There's all sorts of other little events tucked around.
Lots of stuff going on in
Yeah.
Selma,
The,
that weekend.
Queen
so.
City Market, she wants to show off her beautiful shop.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
yeah.
everywhere. It's gonna be a lot going on, probably more than this in the brochure.
Excellent. Great. Well, I appreciate y'all spending some time telling us about it, and thank y'all for actually putting it on and doing it and what y'all do.
Thank you.
I know both of y'all have worked on this for a lot of years and worked very hard on it.
We've
So,
done it. We're
appreciate
getting
you.
pretty good at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you highlighting us. We
That
really
we do. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll do it again soon.